Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. I'm on an in and out of the Little Cataloochee Trail. Back in April, I think it was, I did most of the Cataloochee Trail, which I think is somewhere between 4 and 5 miles. But I started at a different trailhead. Little Cataloochee itself has a trailhead that meets up with the Long Bunk Trail after about a mile. That mile I did not do back in the spring because we had gotten here late. That would have been 2 miles round trip because then we were camping several miles away on a pretty hollow trail, I believe. So I'm back to do that, mile in, mile out, and then we're done. So I'm not sure how much I'll be able to show you, but this is the trail we have now. So Robin and I always have pretty fun adventures when we come to the Smokies. But today, our adventure was coming up this mountain road, which I'm sure some of you have been around the mountains enough to know that these mountain roads are one lane, gravel, windy, and sometimes your GPS doesn't guide you correctly. We've been here before. My GPS did guide us correctly. This time, Miss Stella, that's my car, wanted us to go down a more windy, gravelly road, and I didn't question it. But about 2.7 miles down, I ran into a truck who was coming up, and I had to go up the mountainside to move over and make room for him. And he was very prompt in letting me know that I could get nowhere on that road with my little SUV, or my non 4x4, and that I needed to turn my butt around, go down and make a left. He just kept saying that as if that was the only instruction I could take. And I felt a little reprimanded, rightfully so. He knows what he's talking about. I do not know where I'm going. And I did have 4-wheel drive, but I wasn't going to make that point with him. I think he could tell that we were questioning it because we could see that the road would lead here. It just would take us on a bigger adventure. He's like, no, you need to turn around and you need to go down here and you need to make a left. Okay, sir, thank you. Seriously, in all seriousness, thank you for helping us. So we go down, turn around, come back, make our left, and there he is on the side of the road with his coon dogs out of their cages, waiting for us to make sure that we turned left. And we did. And I said, thank you. He said, be careful. So just to let y'all know, while I'm out here, I do have angels looking over me when I make wrong turns. And then, of course,
angels come in very different
shapes and sizes, and I consider him an angel. And I was rightfully reprimanded because once I made the fork, which is where he said I couldn't go past, it turned from a gravel road like this, which this is kind of the gravel road I was on, to a road with rocks that you could tell water ran down. And eventually I probably wouldn't be able to pass. So he was right. I did turn around.
He didn't mean to be mean. So
He did. He knew that he was being stern like a father would be. So we do appreciate you, mountain man, wherever you are, if you ever see this, which I doubt you will. All right, less than a minute since my story, and here we are at the junction of the Little Cataloochee Trail, which we went down to Pretty Hollow and then stayed at a campsite like half a mile from that. And then the Long Bunk Trail, which is what we originally came down that trip. So there we are. That's how you would go down the little, continue down the Little Cataloochee to Pretty Hollow. And then this is where you would go for a long bunk. But we're going back down here because we're done with this trail. Easiest trail yet with me, Robin says. She's right. I mean, it was hilly, but we also, this is the first hill of the day, and it is a good warm up for later. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. Good morning. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2021, and I am half tourist, half hiker today as I do a small section of the Little Cataloochee trail, the last part that I haven't done. It's 0.8 miles. It is in the Cataloochee Cove area, past the campground, on your way to see the elk. I'm just tagging the, I think it's the intersection of Pretty Hollow, and I made it here a few trips ago. I just didn't come down this way. So anyway, if we see the elk, I'll let you know. So this is the beginning of the Little Cataloochee Trail, which I think this road extends quite a bit. The Cataloochee Valley is a little difficult to get to. There's really two main roads that come in, and both of them are one lane. They call them two lane gravel roads. Once you get closer to the campground, though, it opens up into a 2-lane paved road. The campground is super nice and quiet. It is not electric. There is a generator curfew of 8 o'clock. There are no showers, but there is a nice 2-stall bathroom with sink and soap. And then there is also a sink area to wash your dishes out. There are trash cans, there are trash bins. I want to say there's 27 spots. And I think if you come with a camper, I think the largest camper they can accommodate is about a 27-foot. We saw all kinds. But it's really nice, and it's only a few minutes away from the area of the meadows where the elk come out in the morning and the evening. We're walking up on the horseman's camp, I think. I think there's a few horses up here, or so we were told. The roads coming in aren't bad. They're well maintained. It's just they're small and you have to go slow, and they're very curvy, so it takes a while to get back here. But I think it's well worth it, especially if you're working on your map and you've got to get your trails. Oh, and we have another elk. So I don't know if you can see him yet. I'll try to put an arrow on here to show you where he is, but he's right next to the trail, or she, excuse me. So we need to maintain our 50-foot distance. Yeah. She's just eating. All right, so we've hit our junction, one we've been to before. This takes you up the Long Bunk Trail and connects to all the way up to the one that I just finished a couple videos before this. So I guess I had to do Little Cataloochee Trail in 3 different sections, but it worked. And then the Pretty Hollow Gap Trail, if you go the other way, which is this way. This is where campsite, I can't remember the number of it. I'll put it on the screen here, where we stayed several trips ago.